Hello, old souls. If you'd like to come on in and have a seat for some symbolic support, my name is Steph. We are going to create an Inkblot made in your name and essence whenever you may find this. We'll also add on Tarot and Oracle.
Capricorn.
And where Mr. Ghost Skip is here kicking. As you've just heard, we have Ghost Tube for any audio additions from the afterlife that may further add to our adventures. All links are below. When you're ready, let's go. All right, cleansing the palette. The Kali card that came up, if the artistry stands out to you, you want to take that in. The number 27 or Sri Bala. And I will read it in just a moment, but it's so beautiful. Right off the hop, old souls. And when I say old souls, it's that sensation of everyone's the same age, eternal, right? However, you might be here or have been here for many earthly lifetimes, incarnations. Some might be like, let's give Earth a try, first shot. Let's see what all the fuss is about. In other ways, maybe you're the old soul that we might think about it in different planetary or time zones, time places. Nonetheless, you know the drill. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome home. We are here to create a portal to perceive in, less concerning ourselves about making a masterpiece, to see what shapes and symbols stand out to our psyche and psychic senses, and any other messages that may come through. Okay, we do want that. If there is an extended, as I can't seem to feel that out, the link will be below. Or if you'd like to join the Secret Tarot Society, or you'd like to show your support. Gratitude. Galore. I love you. When you're ready, let's close the eyes. Cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush.
Agreed.
Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and honor of fellow empaths, seers, and psychonauts, old
Please
souls
leave.
alike. When you're ready. The reveal. Oops, kind of, sort of. Woo! That's got vibes all over it. If you want to take a moment to take that in for yourself, I'm just going to close up my inks. As you can see, I make messes. There is a softening. Give me one moment. I'm just going to make this bigger so I can see it. There is a softening happening in my soul. Oh, I just heard something and now I can't.
It's possible.
I think it's a song by Mother. Something about soul, anyway. It's not the point.
It's possible.
Is it possible for me to remember? The Sri Bala, sorry if I'm pronouncing, I want to insert that card right there. The coloring. And I want to place like right where this kind of starts in here. This feels like a guide. Strong as concrete, soft as sand. Strong as concrete, soft as sand. There are, I don't know what little creatures they are. Their nose is adorable, close to a possum, could be a possum. I might have played dead for a while. Yeah, sorry, give me a moment. I might have played dead for a while or stayed really quiet with this possum up here. I'm going to go with possum, and I know it's opossum. Old souls, old possums. But I'm hollering, not in a all caps way. This is purple, very higher self. This is, say, human, different human attributes. And it's almost like I can see these little swords coming at me, but I feel very large. And I'm like, I'm being very kind in this holler. That's what it sounds, a holler. Oh,
Okay.
it's almost like a whisper. But it, like when wind, I don't know, there's something about it. It's leaving. I feel grateful. I understand the way how I might have judged things, looked at things, interacted with things, observed things that seemed to be, I'm going to say, against, but they weren't meant to oppress, though that might have felt like this power.
David.
Yeah. Okay. So, I don't think these little characters, creatures, knew that, and that's okay. That was a different learning curve. I want to stay in here. I'm saying, like, thank you. It could also be like a pig. If a pig symbol means anything to you, a purple pig. Yeah, it's kind of like a purple pig and opossum. Merge, hybrid. And I feel as though those two creatures in and of themselves can be very easily misunderstood. Because I'm seeing a pig and a playpen, and that's what helped me get there. So thank you for that. And it might look dirty, or it might look, whatever the case is, we can apply any sort of judgment. But the pig is having fun, and it's truly bringing me into the lotus sensation of being in the mud, playing in the mud. The mud not being a bad thing. It has medicinal properties. It has some healing properties. There are minerals in there. In this mud very specifically. So maybe you resonate with that. And that's how this is making me feel. And then I don't know if at some point in time with all like these little creatures with swords, but there's many of them, or they seem to come in floods.
I can't speak.
And it made me feel bad for being this pig. So I played possum. Then I chose to play possum. I went very quiet. Sometimes even played straight up dead. And when
Poisoned.
when I got really scared, frightened, intimidated, whatever the case is, apply any channel, personal, professional, corporate, creative, romantic, platonic. You know how like when possums can freeze when they're scared, but then they'll also put out a stink, and it's to help, I don't know if it's like to say I'm dead, so go away. They're not, worth kind of picking and prodding at. But that's how it's making me feel. I would put out this stink, and the stink somehow would validate by the perception of these little creatures, and I'm not trying to belittle them. I want that to be known. I'm not trying to belittle them. There's just many, and they seem smaller, and this pig opossum is larger, but there's only one. So I'm just trying to find a scope here. So anyway, this stink that the opossum, and maybe you have the skill set to whether you put out the stink with, it's like bad breath almost, or just the words you would say to yourself, to others, whatever the case is, would kind of waft over like the stank to validate what they think or what they're doing, but really you're like self-preserving, so you can find a window or an opportunity to go when the unfreeze kind of sucks. And not to say that you might have been frozen in place, but it's like a survival strategy. It's survival strategy. And really, I'm like happier than a pig and poo playing in the mud. And it is all very healing. And I think now the opossum, at least the way I'm feeling, the opossum and this pig, a lot of story up here. I'm sorry if I'm rambling, but sorry, not sorry. It's like I'm happy playing here because there's an understanding about going with the lotus and the mud, and where I'm like covered in this so that I am the mud in which the lotus grows, or the loti grows. And then it brings me into when we were doing yoga at a different time and place, but it's fine. Being like a lotus eater and really like chomping on every kind of in this, mud pit of sorts. And then being able to go out like the I don't know if it's actually part of the story, but like the movie Babe, and you can go out into the field in the pastures and play and eat all the other lotuses, not because you're like taking them, but because your mud flinging of sorts has been creating these little trails for you to follow the lotus by grazing and moving out of the pen. And there's always this like guide kind of figure with you.
Come outside.
That is not overseeing, but it's almost kind of like the oversoul feeling. I also want to know, sorry, in this card, it's almost as if I'm able to chisel away something that I thought an energy or I felt was bigger than me. For some, it might be like a Medusa feel kind of concept, right? In the mythos of such. I was encased in concrete. Like imagine being in the mud bath or the mud clay or the mud wrap, going to the spa. Take it from the pig pen to the spa, and it hardens. And I get to uncrack it, and my skin is refreshed.
Hide now.
You're able to smell things differently because you've already gone through the process. Anyway, okay, I'm going to continue on here. Oy vey. But thank you. This also has a lot to do with how I'm feeling in the root space, but all the energy centers are here. Ho, 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 green giant. The green giant is talking to or with or around.
Flashlight.
Jack and the Beanstalk. Yeah, Jack and the Beanstalk. That's how I'm going to just go with that. Green giant. Something else about peas in a pod. I think this possum and this pig are like peas in a pod. There's also an energy. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Oops. It might be an elk. This elk, though, I don't actually know elk behaviors, but it almost has like a snarl or a growl. It's at my root as well, but this is, imagine if your third eye, crown, okay, yeah. The crown chakra is the root. So no longer is it radiance of red. Okay, so it's like, okay, so maybe third eye, but I'm seeing it more as crown, but now it becomes the ruby red. I don't want to call it new root because it's a harmonizing root. The root of the physical density, the physical incarnation, and the third eye to crown. There's one in between. Right, like right at there. Anyway, I'm not going to get stuck because I will get stuck. Those are harmonizing. The root, physical body down, is the crown of other earthly. Yes, thank you. So if I go to this is how we get ink all over me. Here's this root where this elk is. The elk is the earth. I'll call them chakras. I know it's the right word, but it's kind of not here. It's fine. See all this? This... Okay. If this was a physical expression, this is kind of what I feel like I've been through, gone through, going through, processing up to now. When I say now, I mean in this lifetime. Though it has inspirations from interconnected identities.
35.
It's acknowledged and appreciated and honored. It's being lived out quite consciously in this lifetime here and now. This is what I've been processing. This is what I'm growing. It's, yes. And this little, I'm going to call it a battle. I'll say that. That's fine. Is being asked. It's not even being asked to leave. It's leaving. Because as I am saying, commanding, not in a egotistical, I'm right, you're wrong, it's my way or the highway. This is a commanding in a consciousness commanding. A conscious and subconscious, preconscious, superconscious, add the conscious. This is what's being presented. This is what now, maybe always, was seen by others, maybe not even yourself, but possibly yourself, a knowing. But now I feel like there's proof. The proof is from the pen to the pasture, the pen to the pasture. They can see this and they're like, oh, we're going now. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I'm going to keep going. There's a beautiful little story happening here in, it's like I'm seeing,
heaven.
Thank you. Heaven on earth. The green heart of every blade of grass, or where like there is mud flinging and lodi growing. It can be any flower. It's not the point. It's symbolic naturally, but if you're here, you know that, and I don't need to tell you that. And I also don't need to worry about the how, because you might not necessarily remember when you were flinging mud, but it was almost like it was being, say, a different part of the land, or a seed that was dropped by a bird was trying, utilizing the law of attraction, vibration, etc., to have certain minerals added so that that flower seed could manifest itself abundantly. And unbeknownst to you, or possibly beknownst to you, your mud flinging while in the pen flung the mud that had the minerals to this very particular spot upon perhaps
How do you feel?
the grid. And you actually were a part of that seed, that grass, that soil, to manifest into said bloom. That process to enhance that soul's elemental or otherwise existence, these flowers or things could be other people, places, or things, including weeds, but I'm seeing it as a lotus. I don't know why I keep calling it lodi, but that's fine. When you wander from pen to pasture, is ready to graciously be of service, not nice, for you to consume. Because you were a part of the process. You are it as well. Not in an identifying factor, but it's almost as like if I was the pig or opossum, I can interconnectedly see the infusion and the value and purpose of this exchange. So while I won't feel guilty consuming this flower, lotus, etc., I understand it's not like this sacrifice in the way I, staff, want to think of it. This is like some sort of, I don't know what it is. It's sweet. The word that's
True.
The word that's on my tongue is sweet. Not all sacrifice is. Some of it's very sweet, like sugar, nonetheless. Okay. Sorry if I yammered on there. Then that's fine. See, this is the pig and the opossum. This is the mud to the flower. The pig, the opossum, is simply the vehicle. The bird that drops the seed are the messengers or Okay, so that's fun because I've been seeing trains lately, or train symbols. It kind of has wandered from ships to helicopters and now into trains. Is the vehicle or the track to get something? It's almost like I can see all the veins of attraction vibration.
We're
I
here.
don't know why. Hello. I don't know why yeah, okay, it's fine. So this is that feeling. It's also the number 8 bringing me into, but also maybe since you were 35, there's been or 35 days, 35 weeks, 35 years. Into the 8. We are also in the year of the 8. But I feel as though, if I may, because then I'm just being asked 27, it's almost like by being in the year of the 8,
Seller.
2024, whenever you find this, or maybe the number 8 is standing out to you, yeah, see, you're actually moving into 9, the vibration of 9, or whatever 9 means to you. That also could be 9 years, 9 weeks, 9 hours. What's behind this? Because we have here, new birth guarded vigilantly. There's that leaf. There's that leaf. Your shadow aspect, if I may, the shadow, the two shadows of the opossum and the pig very much so know each other. But I feel as though I might have been in the shadows, but I was okay with that because I knew what I was learning for this rebirth. I didn't know. I don't think I trusted all the time. I think I questioned it a lot. I consciously questioned because that's curiosity, because by asking those questions, not demanding or commanding, commanding, not demanding, compassionately commanding, by asking questions along the way, not testing my faith, source, connection, this, that, or the other, apply whatever word feels good, is revered. So I'm not just following a flock of something, because I feel like this is a flock that wanted me to follow, because it would make me feel, not be, closer to their size. Sorry, behind this new birth, and maybe even new connections are coming in as you are hybriding your opossum and your pig in play. It's like the introvert and the extrovert and becoming ambivert almost. And just knowing your alchemy, honoring your alchemy of that. But apply really anything that you would like that feels good. But behind them was what is already with you, another 8, and then a 3. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. If those cards, artistry stands out to you, see something's being freed. And there's a feeling of this free.
I want to come.
I just saw from this way. Thank you, but I'm going to put those back just so, because, I got stuff everywhere. I saw this as a multi-dimensional heart. And I mean like human heart. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. I'm also seeing Sonic the Hedgehog. A very particular kind of crystal. It's up here. Maybe like green aventurine or moldavite. It's something in that it's green-esque. Maybe even a Zoist ruby, actually. Zoist ruby. Thank you. I think it's Zoist ruby, if I'm pronouncing that. Or I know that's not necessarily a ruby. It's all very orange and red, but maybe even it starts with a C. I can't. It's more orange in nature. Maybe like a calcite. Carnelian.
How do you feel?
Oh, I feel a little cray. All right, let's add on Another oracle card, and I am going to go into an extended Old Souls. So if you haven't already, please do consider like, sharing, and subscribing. The link to the extended will be below. It'll just be a YouTube link, access to the video. So in the event that you want to, you'll be able to access it by joining. But if not, that's okay too. I'm so grateful for you. Your presence truly warms my haunted heart. This multi-dimensional heart that you have. Heart pump. Look at all the incense like flying at my face. All right. I have here pride, protection, eye of God, the helix, and ingenuity. Oh, fascinating. On the bottom is change. There's that 2 again. There's another 8. And I mean 2, I mean like the pig and the possum. Can I put you down here can I still see you? See the coloring of this mind? It's like the coloring of this heart.
Rest in peace.
There's somebody with a baseball cap on. I think they were really close to you. They're in the afterlife. Something about a baseball cap, though. Very specifically a baseball cap. My bloodline is talking to my bones. My bloodline is talking to my bones. Okay. The flame of ingenuity. This is like how I've been feeling through. It's like, oh, I can wander out. I'm going to. I always have been able to. This pig and the opossum merge hybrid blend, whatever the case is. It's almost like, if I may, can I do that? When I'm in the pig, I'm in the pen. When I wander outside of the pen to the pasture, to the public, okay, then I'm the opossum. Sometimes from the pen, I wander out to the pasture, but I'm still the pig. Like, babe. Yeah. And it's like I've had a spark of knowing that ingenuity of sorts, of my own alchemy, my own awareness, the way I maneuver and the way I've moved. See, even with the change, it's twin jet. Now there might be something about twin flames if you follow that line of thought. This feels like me. This all feels different characters. Again, it's like this interconnected identities, but I'm not assuming them all as my own. Protection, helix of God, brings me into, like, this is like the God feel. Like a golem of God. Is it a golem? Maybe a golem of God. And I feel as though I can be very proud. Thank you. Proud of myself for this, because it's been a vigilant process, and this new whatever this is right here for you, I feel like you can even like give yourself a little pat on the back. Okay, just as I'm getting ready to close, I'm seeing a face here and a body, something about the belly as well. It's almost like I want to say heartburn, but it's belly burn, maybe some digestive issues. Oh, it's because I got the fan going and it's coming toward, thank you. Like maybe like a belly burn or fire in the belly, but that's that flame. Thank you, of ingenuity, of what you're birthing in your belly. Because that's where some form, no matter what it is, an idea, essence of self, soul, oversoul, etc., spirit, is connecting to the life force close to like the belly button umbilical cord. Some umbilical cords are being cut as well. But I feel like I'm focusing on the universal umbilical cord. to the universe because it's bigger. The pen is bigger. The pen becomes the pasture and the pasture becomes the pen. None of these are obstacles for me to overcome. They are safe spaces. They create space. Sorry, so as I am seeing that, it's like I'm looking at my belly. It's like, am I ready to birth this? Yes. 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 And I'm also seeing wings. High up wings. Like, oh, okay. And that might be it. It's like getting new wings.
Libra.
Do you know how in the movie City of Angels, if I remember correctly, when he chooses to become earthly to be with the girl, he loses his wings? I'm seeing it not in necessarily a role reversal, but by coming here, you get the wings, different wings. Or it's like being a pilot of different...
Scorpio.
Okay. Being a pilot of a train, a helicopter, a ship, a car, 2 feet in a heartbeat, 2 feet in a heartbeat. There's different, like, pilot wings. Different driver's licenses. Okay, I'm going to carry on to the extended. If you'd like to join me. If not, I will see you again soon. And I will see you again soon. I hope that you did meet a message with meaning. All the links are below to help a gal grow. Until next time.